Welcome to Evening Star Tarot. My name is Mandy, and today we're going to be doing a pick a card reading that's going to be about describing the situation between us. Basically, what's going on with this connection. What you're going to do is you're going to take a second and you're going to meditate or clear your mind by taking in a couple of deep breaths. And once you do a couple of deep breaths like that, you're going to choose between one of these three cards. So we have 1, 2, and 3. And I put little seashells, on top of the cards. So you can also choose a seashell that you find most attracted to. And then go to the timestamp that's listed below, corresponding to one of these 3 decks. Remember, this is all for entertainment purposes. If it doesn't resonate with you, then this reading wasn't for you, or maybe you should try again on one of these 3 decks. And I, of course, have this little outsider seashell just for decoration. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so deck number 1. I have already just pre-shuffled and pre-shuffled all the cards for this deck. I just find it easier that way rather than going ahead and, doing it all on camera. So first and foremost, the feeling that I'm getting in regards to his connection is that perhaps this connection was with someone who was maybe... it's someone you know, of course. And this connection came from like maybe a simple dating. It was like in the beginning phases. It wasn't exactly a serious relationship. I feel like this was like a dating each other and then misunderstandings and then trying to feel if you should be dating each other, but certain things arose within the relationship that you found were difficult. It felt like this relationship was more of a beginning phase. I don't feel like this relationship was like a year in, like, I don't want to say a year in, but a relationship that was deep, like a serious one. I feel like this relationship was something that was more of like a date each other, and then it got into something, and then you start liking each other, and then it kind of gets weird because of certain, traumas or certain things that pop up. So first card that came out for you was the law of attraction. You've been manifesting this relationship. Everything you want will be yours. So this is telling me that basically you stand in your own way. Yeah, I feel like you stand in your own way in terms of, what kind of relationship you want. I feel like you want something, that you're working towards getting a relationship. You want to work towards it, but you're standing in your own way. Self-love and self-care, being happier, love and life. Yeah, this is telling me like this corroborates other cards here that talks about, dealing with your traumas. I feel like you were having difficulty opening up to this particular dating, even just dating others. I feel like there's a difficulty in opening up. Redirect your thoughts. Focus on what you want to attract in this relationship, not on what you fear will happen. So yeah, this basically coincides with what I just said. You basically stand in your own way when it comes to connecting with a relationship. That's why I feel like this relationship, this situation didn't really go too far. Many options, unconventional, one-night stand, string along. Maybe you feel this is how this person made you feel. Maybe you felt like this person strung you along. Maybe it was an unconventional kind of thing for you. Maybe this relationship was, definitely like not serious. Like, this also shows this relationship, this situation was not serious. Sorry, my leg is like dead, dying here. Then we have, here's be present. You will attract love by enjoying your life as it is. Wherever you are, be all there. Be present. So basically, like, that's telling me the situation is also saying that you weren't necessarily like, oh Lord, you weren't necessarily all in on the relationship itself. Like, this is such a ghetto setup. I'm so sorry. I have to make the light of this situation. But, until I get to a better, setup, this is just gonna have to be. But anyway, so yeah, this is just telling me, like, basically, like, your situation was, you weren't really you weren't really present in just enjoying the relationship. I can also tell by the fact that there were, there was a card here that was talking about, let's see, play. Yeah. It says, like, this card is also showing that, there wasn't much lightheartedness in terms of the situation with this individual. Also, the situation showed you a few things of yourself. Like, for example, you had difficulty expressing yourself. Maybe it was hard to, let somebody know how you feel, and maybe them too as well. Maybe this situation was just, bringing up a lot of, maybe because maybe they were difficult in, raising their or speaking their emotions, or maybe they, maybe it was just the fact that they were not always great with expressing themselves, that it made you not want to be, expressing yourself. So it kind of made things a little weird. Difficulties, jealousies. Yeah, there was jealousies from others serve as obstacles to the success of this relationship. Perhaps you or them were easily made jealous, perhaps by individuals that were around them. Perhaps you didn't trust particular individuals around them. Love, unconditional love, self-love, wholeness, attraction, and attraction, selflessness. Spirit is saying, like, you attract what you put out there. If you aren't truly loving who you are in terms of your traumas, in terms of how you give and show up in love, I mean, you're going to get people, especially if you're not sure, if you're 100% sure about being in a relationship because you don't trust others easily. It's definitely going to hinder you, and you're going to attract people who are wishy-washy. Date. Get back out there, meeting someone new, setting a date online. Perhaps the situation has ended. Maybe you are moving on from this situation. And this is also hiding true feelings, pretending, gaslighting. That corresponds with the express your love part. Maybe there just there was difficulties in terms of expressing emotions. I feel like Spirit's also saying to don't stop, just keep trying again. Even if this situation didn't work out, and yeah, this ship is showing that there was ties cut, moving on, receive what you need, progression, arriving. I feel like this situation had ended or moving on, and Spirit is saying to try to get back on it. There's also pleading, meeting, talking, savoring the moment, feeling elevated, building friendship. Maybe just with this relationship, maybe you guys are cool, but you're just moving forward in terms of, like, just building a friendship. I feel like you should take this situation as a learning experience and put yourself back out there. And there's also distance here. Perhaps there's also a bit of separation between you guys because you guys were together and it just didn't work out. Perhaps because you just felt like this person just didn't. I feel like this person brought up a lot of traumas, and because this person did, maybe you're in some way, keeping yourself from really embracing this person. And also maybe you just don't like their relationship styles and how they, worked. So maybe you're just kind of, distancing yourself, and you're open to being friends with them. These cards here below, these are more of, let me get the focus on here. These are more like advice cards of what you really are learning. All is okay. All that I feel is okay. I hold myself in love through the unsureness, the worry, doubt, anger, fear, anxiety, rejection, or overwhelm. I am thankful to feel the full range of emotions that I do. These emotions are the very contrast that leads to my higher expansion. All is okay. So basically, Spirit is saying, like, this situation is really working in my favor. I'm learning more about myself and what I really want from a relationship. What's going on with this connection is like this connection is already ending. This connection appears to be moving on, and but it's not from a place of like, you know, anger or negativity. It's coming from a place of understanding, and that's really how you should be taking this, because this card also talks about opportunities for growth. Everything is happening for me and my evolution. I am not a victim of the things that happen. I take ownership of my life and make the best of the challenges along my journey. I see how difficult moments, why does this keep happening? So I see why difficult moments help me to become my best version, and I am thankful for them. So basically, yes, this is also confirming that the situation was a difficult one. This situation definitely brought out aspects of yourself that, you didn't realize you needed to take care of. And so now you're in a space where you're kind of tired of dating around, but Spirit is saying it's okay to date around, like these are all learning experiences. I feel like you just need to, in this time, take care of yourself and really deal with your traumas, and handle things from a place of progression and evolution. Breathe. It's easy for me to return to the present moment simply by breathing. If I'm feeling anxious or worried, I close my eyes and breathe in deeply as I picture myself filling up with white light. Then exhale and envision stress and tension leaving my body. In this moment, I am free to gently stretch and open my eyes, feeling refreshed. So, if you've been having anxiousness or anxiety, maybe around dating or maybe around, trying to understand yourself in terms of how you relate to dating and finding the one that you want, I feel like it's all about law of attraction, like the first card it is. However, whatever energy you put out, you get back in. If you believe that you're going to not find the love of your life, you're not going to find the love of your life. If you feel like you're going to be continuously finding F boys or F girls and, they're just never serious, you're going to continue to find people who aren't serious. I feel like you just need to have fun with it, have play, and really realize like things are what you make it. um this card says, I am completely engaged in what I do. In the here and now, I call it play instead of work. I am deeply fulfilled by all that I do. So yeah, Spirit is just saying like this situation has made you realize like you just need to take this as learning lesson. Like this is just a time for you to really recognize who you are in terms of a relationship and what triggers or traumas this relationship or this dating, situation had really arose or brought up within you, and how you can really grow from that, how you can really turn that into being more ready for who you are meant to be with. Because I feel like Spirit is confirming that there is someone out there for you. There is a relationship out there for you that you can manifest. Everything you want will soon be yours because you chose it to be. And that is by how you choose to perceive yourself. You need to give yourself a lot more love, a lot more grace. And some people say that a lot, but really grace is like in terms of your heart, in terms of what triggers you. This is just a time to really, you know, focus in on what you've learned from this past situation, this past, connection, and, take that with you as you move forward. Continue to keep dating or continue to keep trying. It's okay to be friends with this person, and to really develop something that is great for, down the road, or maybe just as friends, like whatever that may be. But, overall, just this is what this situation is about. So this is what this connection is talking about, this present moment. If this resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up and comment below if you liked this reading. And as always, I appreciate you being here on my channel. And until next time, bye. Ooh, all right, deck number 2. Off the bat, deck number 2, this energy is intense. This energy is definitely, the situation with this individual is very volatile. Let's just say that. It has been very volatile. Ooh, let's see what we've got here, okay? Off the bat, yes, volatile energy, a lot of back and forth. Ooh, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of suffering, a lot of sadness. A lot of sadness. And I just feel like I have to tell you that this sadness, it's this situation, this connection was so much more than the sadness, right? So I feel like there's a lesson or lessons, multiple lessons that have to be learned here. So we're going to dive right into that, okay? So to describe the situation here, this is the current energy of the relationship. That was the first card that came out. You are not on the same page with the person you have in mind. The directions you want to move into are different. So this is off the bat telling me you and this person, you may not be in connection anymore. I feel like you may not be trying to work on a connection anymore at this present time. And we'll go more into that. Next card that came out. Coffee cup. Meeting and talking, savoring the moment, feeling elevated, building relationship. I feel like you guys aren't working on a relationship, but you are still, meeting or maybe talking with one another, perhaps because you still want to keep in connection with one another. Maybe just build a friendship because you guys have been through so much together. So that's what's telling me here. It's also telling me stay optimistic. This relationship definitely has brought you into a place of like constant depression. I feel like sadness galore, like what I'm telling you. And a lot of not feeling enough. This relationship definitely brought you to this place of where you need to really figure out how to heal yourself. There's also another card called the Chaser here, which is telling me that this relationship was very back and forth. This also correlates to the twin flame. Perhaps this individual is your twin flame, maybe twin flame relationship, but you definitely have a karmic relationship here, which means that you're divinely were placed together. You guys divinely had a contract before you came to this life to really learn from one another and to experience particular shifts, particular lessons. So you have a predestined reason for being and coming into this life together as, partners, as you did. Because this relationship definitely brought up a lot of, and is making you realize that you have a lot of resentments and triggers, and there's a lot of, inner turmoil and fleeting. And it's just like, there's a lot of not letting go of, I feel, things. This relationship brought up jealousy. This relationship brought up, heartbreak, backstabbing, here, grief. These cards came out together. Luck, it says lacking confidence, self-sabotage. This relationship made you feel, it definitely brought your self-esteem down in a lot of different ways, a lot more than you've ever had before, because I feel like you've always had this sense of not being enough since like childhood. Like, I feel like this is dating back even before this relationship. I feel like perhaps there was a loss of a loved one in terms of connection with this relationship. Um, there's also here the coffin card here. This is talking about new beginnings, liberation, reborn, transition, tragic endings. Yeah, this relationship ended very tragically. Or maybe, this relationship was just hard to untangle or unravel from because there was like connections, deeper connections that were, or memories that were created with this individual. I feel like so much grief with this connection, by the way, like a lot of grief. Unconditional love. The love between you and your person's eternal. Nothing and no one can take that away from you. I feel like despite everything that you guys have been through, you guys still want to be in each other's lives in some way, some form, because there's this unconditional love that you have for one another. Despite how much you guys have been through together and the heartbreak and the pain, the separation, loss, the deception, the lies, this relationship is definitely this relationship is bringing a lot of clarity, truth, revelations about yourself. The ultimate thing is that this relationship is teaching you lessons. I know that there's a deep desire to want to be with them again, but you in your heart of hearts, after everything that you've been through, that can't be the case right now. Hence why we have the different paths. Because on this, there's different paths that you guys have to diverge, in order to really like learn about yourselves individually, because you guys can't do that if you're still trying to heal. Sometimes you have to heal apart. You can't heal together, and that's okay. And this one's called Unbreakable Love. This person has genuine love for you. You can overcome any issues that may arise. Yeah, so that just means that this person, there's genuine love on both sides here, okay? Open yourself to love. It's safe for you to let your heart be seen. Don't be scared. So yeah, there's just a lot of fear because of everything you've been through with this relationship. I feel like this relationship caused so much trauma to you. I feel like it also created, a lot of like untrustworthiness in others, perhaps because you just don't feel like you're enough. And also maybe because, this person definitely made you feel like you weren't enough, you know? Definitely. I feel that hardcore. And even more so, I feel like this is something that's been lasting a long time. And this is clarified by I am enough here. And this card actually came out twice, I feel. Let me see. I feel like this card came out twice. I'm enough. I feel like this correlates to open yourself to love. Yeah, but this, and also here, not enough. Yeah, it came out twice. So basically, you're definitely, like, it's a deep thing here. Like, you don't realize just how important you are. I am enough. I am beautiful just as I am. I am loved just as I am. I am worthy. Just by being me. I don't need to fit in. I just need to be myself. And the right people will come into my life. Those who see and appreciate me for all that I am. So this relationship definitely made you feel like you weren't enough. This relationship definitely tested you and is still testing you to this day. And you guys are no longer in you guys are in communication, but you guys are no longer together. It's like you're still trying to deal with what just the fuck happened all this time. Like, excuse my language, but like what really happened. There's a lot of that trauma that needs to be done, trauma healing that needs to be done together. Love working together with others and how it makes one's impossible dreams possible. I see there is strength in unity and how much we can accomplish together. Asking for help is not weak. It is powerful. For some reason, I needed to reiterate it. Asking for help is not weak. It is powerful. When you are there, like there are some people, who are just very stubborn and they don't wish to ask for help. They think that asking for help makes them look weak or makes them feel like they're doing or being whiny. And that's farthest from the truth. When you go ahead and you ask for help and you legit ask for help and then you put that into words or put that into action, you're literally creating a uh a progressive movement for yourself. You're doing it for you. You're creating a progressive, environment for yourself. If you surround yourself with, it's the company you keep. It's who you keep around you, right? You have to keep those around you who are willing to see you succeed, who are willing to help you progress through this depression, this sadness. And you need those to help give you that, at that time. Of course, you're going to have to eventually find a way to constantly instill that in yourself so that you don't always have to feel like you have to depend on others, of course. But at the same time, it's okay to depend on others, to say you need it. You need some help. All is okay. All that I feel is okay. I hold myself in love through the unsureness. Okay. The worry, doubt, anger, fear, anxiety, rejection, or overwhelm. I'm thankful to feel the range of emotions that I do. These emotions are the very contrast that leads to my higher expansion. Perhaps you've been feeling like your emotions have been, you know, you've been feeling really butthurt about how deep, or how much your mind is just anxious and sad and stuff like that. Perhaps you've just been feeling like it's wrong to be feeling those things, but I'm telling you it's not. Like, I'm telling you it's okay. You just have to learn to be okay with how you feel, where you've been, the situations you've experienced, and finding a way to, like, really every time it arises, you like sit with yourself. You sit with those feelings. You don't just push them off to the side. It's not personal. People's reactions or opinions of me are really not about me at all. People tend to project their own insecurities or fears onto one another. So when someone speaks unkindly to me, I'll remember that they have something going on with them um, that has nothing to do with me. So basically, I feel like you're a people pleaser as well. I feel like you care about what other people think of you. I feel like, in terms of like trying to do things that's best for you, I feel like you care too much about what other people think and not enough about what you think. You care too much about what other people are doing and not enough about what you're doing for you. And this goes into balance here. I surround myself with people I love and enjoy my time with them, but I also take time to nurture my relationship with myself. I have found a healthy balance between being with friends and having self-care time. So Spirit is saying, like, you need to find some balance here, because I feel like you've been giving yourself to everyone else and you're not giving enough to yourself. You need to find a balance. You need to stop caring so much about what everybody else thinks of you or what everybody else is doing, and start thinking about what you can do for you and more about how you can care for yourself. That's really what this time frame is about. You need to start thinking about yourself. After everything you've been through, you deserve a little hiatus just so that you can really center in and focus on yourself and create a new environment for yourself. Create new friendships, create new a group of people that you're around all the time. Like, you need to like break out of whatever it is that you're in, that environment you're in, and really start to like focus in and zero in on yourself. And then the last card is releasing anger. Anger is a natural emotion, but I recognize that holding on to it can be toxic for me. I look at the person who has caused me pain and see them as the human being they are. I release the anger I feel and free myself, freeing myself and expanding the love. So Spirit is also saying, like, perhaps you've been also like, perhaps what you've gone through, and maybe what you're going through is causing, like, not just anxiety but anger, and perhaps you're taking it out on the wrong people. So Spirit is trying to say, like, you need to recognize them as human beings, and you also need to recognize what you're doing, because the moment you start recognizing how you're treating others, how you're showing up for others, once you start really like just taking a step back and looking, okay, how am I reacting or how am I acting in this situation, then you'll be able to, like, moving forward, react differently and act differently at the next, at the next step. It's really about just releasing anger, releasing that need to take it out on others when you really shouldn't. Like, it's not what's going on within you should be something that you need to figure out and not cause pain to others just because you are in pain. That's something that spirit also wanted me to say. Like, it's not fair to cause pain to others or let other people feel your emotions just because you are going through it. That's something you have to decipher and go through and sift through on your own. So this situation is definitely making you realize, this connection. It's just making you realize, like, that you are enough, that you do hold a lot of anger and resentment towards perhaps maybe loved ones, or to the person you were with, or to anyone else. I feel like you're also holding on to, like, um I feel like you're not letting go or forgiving others either. I feel like you're just holding on to water, like holding on to things that don't serve you. So it's really just about clearing your space, finding new ways to really be in a better environment and surrounding yourself with better individuals, so that you can, really heal and focus on your traumas. And that's really what spirit is saying. Like, this, it's time for you to really focus on you. Focus on healing. Really focus on healing and depend on those who have done it or are doing it, so that you can join on that wagon as well. So you're not left behind, like, everybody's on their own journey, but if you really want to switch up the game, you got to do something different. So that's really all I have, for this reading. If this resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up and comment below if you liked my content. As always, I'm always grateful for you to be here. Until next time, bye. All right, last deck, number 3. So, deck number 3, from what I'm getting here, the energy is definitely a destined relationship. Twin flames energy, because the twin flame energy came out once, twice. True love energy came out 3 times. There was also another card, the unbreakable love, 4. Magnetic attraction, reaching your goal. I feel like this, and then there's a third party situation that came out twice, which is telling me, perhaps there's issues. And then even the snake, competition, enemy, the other woman, look over your shoulder. And then there's also mirror. I feel like maybe this relationship, did have its, what's going on with the situation, right? Now there's one situation. Perhaps there is a third party situation. Perhaps there are other individuals that are being entertained, and you're sensing that. And there's a card there that says open your eyes. And if someone's showing you who they are, believe them the first time. Now, I feel like that card's telling, because there's that part where it's like maybe your intuition is actually not your intuition. Maybe it's your fears. Because when I think of the open your eyes, if someone's showing you who they are the first time, maybe you need to look at how they're acting. How are they acting? What are they doing per se? Is it like, are they, and I feel like maybe you guys are in separation as well. Like, I feel like you guys are working to, create something again. Maybe you guys are working to get back together or something like that. But you guys are both, like, literally in each other's spheres. Like, you both really want this to work. But I feel like maybe there's things that you have to learn before things really do really form back together. Because I see here, reaching your goal, everything you want from this connection will manifest in the near future. That's confirming that there's definitely, some feelings here, or desires, strong desires to make it work. Because I also see that there's this energy here. You guys have a lot sexual history, not sexual history, but sexual tension, like sexual tension, passion. Like you guys have like burning desires for each other. Like you guys have really great chemistry. So it's like, you guys also, this relationship is about transcending. Like this relationship's also transcending into a new phase. I feel like you guys came from one phase to another, and you guys been playing this, chasing back and forth, running away, stay, running away, go. And I feel like you're working to overcome that. That's definitely twin flame energy right there, as you can see right there. This definitely twin flame energy. This person is your mirror soul. This is why the connection feels so sacred to you. Like you feel like this person's meant to, like you and this person are meant to be together for for not just in this lifetime but the next. Like this relationship is unbreakable. This person has genuine love for you. You can overcome any issues that may arise. Like you and this person definitely have genuine love for each other. Balance. There needs to be a healthy balance of physical, emotional, and spiritual intimacy for a relationship to be sustainable. I feel like this is what your lesson is for the relationship. There needs to be a healthy balance of physical, emotional, and spiritual intimacy. Like the relationship cannot just be based on sexual chemistry, which you guys definitely have. I feel like there was an aspect of the emotional aspect, because I feel like there's also a need to really heal about third party situation. I feel like that's really not what the overarching energy is, or the overarching issue. I think the overarching issue is about third party issues. Like I feel like those are the issues that's within this connection that is causing, this separation. And that's confirmed below here, where you have to do some releasing, and we'll get into those cards in a second. I'm trying to make sure. Yeah, see, mirroring here is coming out again. Mirroring here. I think that's mirroring, right? Mirror, yeah. So basically this person is mirroring you. Like this relationship is showing back to you like what's really holding you back from really embracing this relationship. This relationship is meant to be, open. It's meant to be like you're too much focused on a third party situation that occurred and not enough on the positives of this relationship. What really is this relationship about? Like, yeah, I feel like maybe he hurt you, she hurt you, or vice versa. You both have hurt each other. Perhaps maybe, there was some deceit, some lies, or covering up of stuff, or things coming up to the surface and finding it. And there was just like a little bit of that energy going on here. But in terms of like advice, let's start first with release, because I feel like that's more important. Today, I release limiting beliefs, harmful thoughts, toxic patterns, and anything out of alignment. I'm ready for transformation and welcome this shift. I'm creating space for a new chapter filled with love, abundance, and amazing opportunities. That is so coinciding with where this relationship is going. This relationship is trying to ascend. This relationship is trying to reach a new height, a new phase, a new level of expansion. And there's some work that needs to be done on one or both of the twin flames in terms of healing. Personal journey. I follow what feels right within me without needing validation from others. We are each on our own journey, and mine does not need to look like anyone else's. My enjoyment and satisfaction is validation enough. I feel like you also have to appreciate your individuality. Like, who are you as an individual? What do you bring to the table as an individual? Can you own that? Loving space. I cannot learn other people's lessons for them. They must get get there themselves at their own time. I can simply hold loving space for them as they go through their journey. Yeah, like it seems like you and this person are just holding loving space for each other. You both recognize the amount of work that you both need to put in. I feel like there's a lot of positive conversations in terms of growth, in terms of wanting to become, better versions of yourselves. So that's definitely confirmation right there that you both are, holding that type of space for each other. Subconscious mind. I realize that subconscious beliefs or programs may be holding me back from my desires. For example, if I want money, I may have been told things growing up that I'm subconsciously holding on to. So I go back to my past and release beliefs that no longer align, substituting them with ones that do. So yeah, so maybe one or both of you are learning how to really reprogram your mind so that you can release those negative thought patterns surrounding this relationship, especially in terms of past hurt, past pain, or past situations that you can't seem to get over. I feel like there's just situation that you just can't get over, and maybe from one or from both. Food. What I eat fuels me. I eat the best foods accessible to me. I infuse my food with love and gratitude before eating, visualizing the nutrients I am consuming and the love that went into growing and preparing this food. So, for some reason, food's very essential for you and for this relationship. I feel like food is necessary. It's a natural sustenance. It's something that sustains our lives. And I feel like maybe that's a lesson that you need to learn or you're learning currently. Same for that other individual. And it's something that maybe healthier lifestyle, healthier habits in terms of just what you're ingesting and putting into your body and in your mind, is what you're focusing on in terms of this transition or this time during this separation. And then the last card, oh, opportunities for growth. Everything's happening for me and my evolution. I am not a victim of the things that happen. I take ownership of my life and make the best of the challenges along my journey. I see how difficult moments help me to become my best version, and I am thankful for them. So basically, this situation, this circumstance, for you both is meant to be an opportunity for growth, for not just your both your individual journeys, but also for the relationship itself. I see that this relationship is definitely undergoing like a huge transformation. There was a whole lot of back and forth, but I definitely feel there's a magnetic connection and there's a desire to really get to a place of balance. And so this situation is definitely this relationship is definitely undergoing a transition, a change into an understanding of balance that's needed within the relationship. I feel like you both recognize what your roles are in each other's lives and what you want your roles to be in each other's lives. And I feel like it's a very strong, very high spiritual level of why things are all happening for you both. And of course, again, yin and yang balance. Balance needs to occur on all levels, not just sexual levels. I know you guys are horny for each other, but it has to be on an emotional and mental intimacy. Um, there, you guys have to make sure that you're complementing each other's energy, you're complementing each other's um just how you choose to be in a relationship. You guys have to both complement each other, and you're both learning that. So release whatever's holding you back. Release that third party situation. If that third party situation is true, and it's happening during this separation, that could be the other alternative, that there are third parties currently during this separation that are being entertained. um in terms of that, I feel like this should be more telling for you in terms of what you should want, and what you desire. If that is the case and this individual chooses against you, then it wasn't for you. So you need to look at it from that vantage point. If that person is choosing to entertain others and choosing to, possibly potentially date others, I feel like that's something that you need to like recognize and subconsciously learn to tell yourself and reprogram yourself to telling yourself like that it wasn't for you. But from what I'm seeing here in this energy, I feel like the energy that's most important and most powerful is that there is a willingness from both sides to make things work. This is a strong, divine, twin flame connection, and this connection is going to be uh, ascending and elevating and transitioning into a beautiful new beginning. All right, so if this reading resonated with you, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up and comment below if you liked it. As always, I'm very grateful to have you here. Take care. Bye.